Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Sonus.
Hello.
I love that you are always there. Okay,
Yeah.
today's session, we are going to talk about the past tenses. I think we have covered the present tenses before, maybe the last session or the session before the last session. So today, let's discuss together the past tenses. It's like a revision. Okay, so as you know, we have the past simple and the past continuous, the past perfect and the past perfect continuous. Okay, as you can see in the past simple, I know that you can form it easily. So can you tell me how? Okay, how can we make a sentence in the past simple?
I, you, we, she, he, is, verb plus e, I, e, t,
Yeah,
t.
so we can say I went to school yesterday. But as I told you before, what we focus on is the usage. In what way we can use the past simple? We can use it to talk about actions that happened when in the past, at a stated time, at a specific time in the past, and this action started and finished. Okay, that's one usage. What else? Do you know any other usages? Do you know? Okay, I will
To
help
talk
you.
about,
Yes.
yes,
About what? We said an
to,
action that began in the past and finished in the past. A completed action in the past, but we know the time. Like I traveled to London in 2015. It happened in the past. It started and finished in the past, and I know the time. Okay. We can also use it to talk about our past habits. How I can say I always walked to school. It's okay to use always or often or sometimes with the past simple to talk about past habits. Okay, we can also use it to talk about some actions that happened immediately after each other. Like maybe I went home, took off my clothes, then I ate my lunch and blah blah blah. Okay. We also can use the past simple to retell a story. Maybe you saw something happening yesterday and you want to retell me what happened. So you can use the past simple. Okay? Maybe you saw a thief in the street trying to steal someone. So when you tell me the story, you will tell me when the thief tried to escape, the police attacked him, and you will retell the story using the past simple tense. Okay? What else? Can we use for with the past simple? Like I studied for 2 hours, or maybe I worked in the Egyptian English school for 2 years. Can I say this? What do you think?
yes, you can.
Yeah, but what's the difference between I worked in EES for 2 years and I have worked in EES for 2 years? What's the difference?
Work that you worked and moved out, have worked,
Yeah,
that you're
that's it.
still working.
So it's in the past. Maybe I worked from 2018 till 2020, and now I'm not in the school. But when I say I have worked, this means I started 2 years ago, and till now, I'm still in the school. Okay. That's the main points about the usage of the past simple. Okay, look at this question. What if I told you I ate a sandwich yesterday? How can I change this sentence into a passive voice? I ate a sandwich yesterday. Do you know how can we change it to the passive?
The sandwich was eaten yesterday.
Excellent. So I just start with the object, then was, where plus PP. That's how I make the passive in the past simple. Okay, I think the past simple is clear now. Do you know any time expressions or keywords for the past simple?
Yesterday,
Yeah,
last
Rinad,
month,
okay. Hmm.
last week, last year,
Yeah,
ago,
ago,
in 1993.
maybe a n plus here in the past. What about how long ago? Is it past simple? How long ago?
How long ago?
Is it past simple?
I think so.
Yeah, it's past simple. It's
Yeah,
equal to when. When I use how long ago with the past simple, it's equal to when. Like, how long ago did you travel to London? Like, when did you travel to London? Okay. What else? Maybe we can say once upon a time, or maybe once. We can say then. Maybe I can say just now. Like I ate a sandwich just now. Okay, this is past simple. But of course, most of the time we are asked about the common words like yesterday, last week, and 2020. The common words. Okay. So that's what we have to say about the past simple. Let's move to the past continuous. I was working, so as you can see, we use was or were with verb ing. Okay, what about the usage? When do we use the past continuous?
Talk about something that happened in the past and still
and
continues
still
till now.
continue to
Mm,
yes.
okay, if something happened in the past and still happening till now, this is either present perfect or present perfect continuous. But this is past. It's totally in the past. It's not related to the present in any way. Past
Oh,
continuous.
to talk about something that happened in the past and finished in the past, but
Hmm.
that took a duration.
Yeah. Maybe you can say it in this way, or we can say it, something was happening in the past at a specific time. Something was in progress, okay, was happening in the past at a specific time. Like, I was studying at 3 o'clock yesterday. I didn't say only yesterday, I said at 3 o'clock yesterday. I also can say I was maybe sleeping between 3 and 6 o'clock. Okay, I was sleeping between 3 to 6 o'clock. Okay, another usage. Maybe there was an action, a long action was happening, and a short action came and interrupted it. Like while I was eating, my dad arrived, my dad came.
Mm.
So now I used past continuous and past simple in this sentence. The long action past continuous and the short action past simple. Okay, again, while I was eating, while we were eating, my dad came or my dad arrived. Past continuous long action, it was interrupted by a short action, which was the past simple tense. Okay, do you get this one?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We also can use, instead of while, we can say as or just as. Like, as I was eating, my dad came. Just as I was eating, my dad came. If I wanted to use when, then when goes with the past simple. When my dad came, I was eating. Now we have talked about an action was happening at a specific time, an action or a long action that was happening and wasn't interrupted by a short action, like a past continuous action interrupted by a past simple action, okay? The third usage, two past continuous actions were happening at the same time in the post, okay? Let's imagine that this session was yesterday. So while I was talking, while I was speaking, you were listening. There is no interruption. We were doing two actions at the same time in the post. While you were studying, your sister was sleeping. Two actions were happening at the same time in the post. Okay? You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So now let's move to the post perfect. If I have two actions in the post, like action number one and action number two, okay? The first action, I want you to answer this. The first action, is it going to be past simple or past perfect?
Can you say the question again?
Again, okay. So I have two actions, two things that I did in the post. Like maybe I ate my dinner, then I slept. So I have two actions in the post. I want to change one of them to the post perfect. Which one? The first action or the second action? Okay, can you tell me? Hmm.
I was eating, then I
No,
slept.
no, no, no. Now we have moved to the post perfect. We have finished past continuous. Now, again the question one more time. I said, I ate my dinner, then I slept. Okay, I have two actions in the post. I did the first action and I finished it, then I did the second action. Now I want you to change one of them, either the first action or the second action. Only one action will be changed to the post perfect.
The
The
first one?
first
Yes,
first one.
it's the first one. We can use maybe after. Can you say it now? Use after. So after I
Had
had
eaten,
eaten, I slept.
slept.
That's it. So again, if we have two actions in the post perfect would be the first action. So the past perfect tense, it's an action that happened before another action in the post. Okay? So we have after. We also can use as soon as.
Before.
Maybe we can use before and by the time, and we also can use until. Okay, let's use the same sentence. If I said I after I had eaten, I slept. Can you use before?
I slept after I had eaten.
I slept. Okay, so use before. Before,
Before I
Before
slept,
I slept,
yeah,
had eaten.
I
that's
had
so
eaten.
before we use before past simple, then past perfect. Before I did the second action, I had done the first action. So before I slept, I had eaten my dinner. What about until? Who can use until?
Must be negative.
Yeah, the negative, yeah. So I didn't do the second action until I had done the first action. How can we change the sentence that we have?
I didn't sleep until I had eaten.
That's it. So I didn't sleep until I had eaten my dinner. Thank you. That's it. Okay. What about the past perfect continuous?
أنا had been eating. What about?
Do we have a difference between the past perfect and the past perfect continuous? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, the past perfect continuous. It's like the past perfect in one thing. It's the first action, okay? But what's the difference? The difference is in the duration. Look, for 20 minutes here. So after I had been studying for 2 hours, I slept. Again, after I had been studying for 2 hours, I slept. Okay?
Yeah, this one focuses on the duration more
Yeah,
than
that's
the.
but in the post,
Mhm.
and this action is the first action also. Okay,
Okay.
so now I want you to think about the past perfect continuous, the past continuous and the past simple. When I talk about the past continuous and the past simple, if they are together, there will be like interruption. Like while I was eating, my dad came, so I am still in the middle of eating. Okay, the action or the long action, it's not the first action because it didn't finish yet. While I was doing something, something else interrupted me. Okay, but when we talk about the past perfect, the first action has to be finished. Like after I had eaten, now I had finished my food, then the second action happened. Do you get this point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we have? We can talk about used to, would, and maybe the past simple to talk about habits in the past, to talk about things that don't happen anymore in the present. Like maybe I used to walk to school when I was young. It's the same like I would walk to school when I was young, or I walked to school, or I always walked to school when I was young. Okay, I can use all of them to talk about habits in the past or things that happened in the past and don't happen anymore. But the only difference that we have, I will say two sentences and you will tell me which one is right and which one is wrong. Okay. I used to have long hair. I would have long hair. One of them is right and the other is wrong.
I would have long hair. This is the wrong.
This is the wrong one. I would have long hair. This is the wrong one.
I used to have
Which one?
the
I'm
second.
asking. I'm not saying. I'm asking.
Hey, can you repeat the two sentences, please?
Again, so I used to have long hair in the past, of course. And I would have long hair. One is right and the other is wrong.
I don't think.
So which one is right? Can you guess?
Um,
I used to have or I would have. I will just give you a hint. It's about the stative verbs. So
Have.
the stative verb, I will use it with would or not.
I
If I have a stative verb like have, can I use it with would to talk about past habits or past states? No.
no.
So the right answer, I used to have. I used to have. Okay. So if I want to talk about like a past state or a past habit, I can use used to or maybe the past simple, but I can't use would. How? I used to have long hair or I had long hair. Both are right, but I can't say I would have long hair. Okay. The stative verbs go with used to or maybe the past simple. Okay. Um, Look here. We can use used to talk about past states that are not true anymore. We used to live in a place when we were young or when I was a kid. But I can't say I would, I would live, okay? Because live is a state of verb. But if the action or if the habit in the past using an action verb like walked, all of them are right. Like I used to walk, I walked, and I would walk. All of them are right. The difference is in the stative verb, okay? That's it. Let's try to see if you have caught some these points or not. Let's try to answer a few questions. Okay, let's take a look at number one. Hmm.
So,
Yeah, when my little cat, so yes, it ran away. Two past simple actions. Okay, two. Let's try number two.
and cut himself while he was shaving.
Renan, dad himself while who can get this one?
Dad
Dad,
cut
Hmm? Dad cut or was cutting himself while he
sorry, I have like problem.
okay, huh? So dad,
Dad was cutting himself.
okay, I just want you to imagine the situation. Your dad is in maybe the toilet, he is shaving, okay? So this situation was in the past. So if you said dad was cutting himself, it means like he was trying to hurt himself. He was cutting, he kept cutting himself. No, uh, dad cut himself while he was shaving. So the long action he was shaving his beard maybe, then he cut himself by mistake. Do you get it now? So dad cut himself while he was shaving. Okay, let's try maybe number 9. Before going to school. And look at this point, I can say before ing, before going to school, or maybe I can say after ing also, but you have to keep the second sentence in its order. Like this one, before going to school, this is the second action, okay? Before going to school. What had he done before going to school?
had
Yeah, before going to school, number 9, he
had
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 had his breakfast. Okay, thank you.
had or has had.
Had.
Man.
Okay, this one,
Why?
this one had past perfect. The whole situation in the post. So I can't use the present perfect in this situation. The situation, all of it is not related to the present. So before going to school, he had. Okay, let's try number 11.
She
After she
had washed. And she had washed
Yeah, thank you.
delicious.
After
She phoned
I
him.
need the first action, past simple. After she had washed, she phoned him. Okay, let's try maybe a rewrite sentence. Okay, let's try number two. When Rami ran quickly, he fell down. Use while. So if I have while, I need past continuous and past simple. Now you can do it.
While Romy was running, he fell down.
Yeah, that's it. While Rami was running quickly, he fell down. Okay, let's try to use after. If I have after, as soon as, before, by the time, or until, we use past perfect or past perfect continuous, and we use past simple. Okay. Okay, so after, okay, he sold his car, then he bought a new one. So after he had sold his old car, he bought a new one. Okay? In these sentences, you have to identify which uh, action is the first and which action is the second. I have then, so this is one and this is two. I have to change the first action to the past perfect. So sold, it would be, it will be had sold. So after he had sold, he bought a new one. Okay? Okay. If you still have any questions about these tenses, you can maybe write them down and prepare them for the next session, okay? Okay. It was like an amazing session. I had fun with you, okay? And we can meet the next time, okay, Sundus?
Okay.
If you still have any confusion or any questions, just prepare them for the next time, okay?
Of course.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you.
You're welcome.